Hello everyone, my name is Thomas. I'm also known as Kirei for some as you may know me. When I stream regularly, I basically get asked how I got from silver to challenger back then when I was stuck in silver. And basically what helped me a lot is my mentality. And I'll give you a short story how I was back then when I was silver, when I was basically kind of trolling people, because basically what I was doing is when people were annoying me or typing to me when basically I troll or something, or they just annoy me, I would just go to the lane, give double buff, and I would write haha lol, you know, and I'll sit in the fountain and keep writing to annoy people, right? And obviously even when I was not giving double buffs, if I was still trying, I would still not be able to focus since I would write back to them. And when I write back to them, I basically lose focus, my teammates lose focus, and all of this will result in not the greatest game, because what's gonna happen is we're just gonna keep typing and we're just not focusing on the game, right? Instead we're battling out who is right, who has the bigger ego or the pride, you know, and all these things are so useless because these people that you're meeting in solo queue, you will not meet them again, especially if you're low. You will not meet them almost ever again. So why would you get annoyed and frustrated with other people, like, and even if you flame them, it's actually not going to help you. The best thing that you can do is look at yourself and think, did you play it the best way possible that you could have possibly played? And if you think you did, then look again. But because I'm really sure there's a lot of things that you might think you played perfect, but you didn't. But you just don't have the insight to figure out why. Treat others the way you would like to get treated. Since imagine you're having a bad game, right? And someone is hard flaming you. Do you like getting flamed or do you not like it? Unless you're a little bit psychopath, you might like getting flamed, but the majority doesn't. And what I'm trying to tell you is, don't flame others when you wouldn't like to get flamed either. And every time you flame, think about, would you like to get flamed like the way you are flaming them or not? Because I think people may not realize that what you're doing to other people, you might not like it yourself, so why would you do it to them, right? And try to not do it. The next thing I want to tell you is the grind mentality. Even though back then when I was silver, I was still grinding a lot, even though at school, even though at homework, I was still grinding a lot, and I was still playing maybe at least 6 hours a day. So whenever I get asked like, how can I climb to challenger? Currently I'm gold. The thing is, if you don't put in the hours, you can't expect to reach the top, since you have to imagine that if you want to be diamond, you're actually 1% of whole Europe, and if you want to be that 1%, I don't think that you can get there with being half-assed and taking breaks basically, and 1 week play, 1 game you chill. It's just not possible. You need to put in hours and you need to be able to play a lot. And without that, you still won't be able to get where you want to be. The next thing that I think is really important to get rid of as well is excuses. Basically, if you're blaming your teammate for a death or they shouldn't have died, then you could use that time instead to figure out like, what could I have done better, instead of thinking, why is he dying, like why did he die, or like, he played so bad, right? You should have spent the time to figure out like, could I've actually helped him, could I've actually done something better, could I prevented this? And if you keep thinking like what you could have done better, you will automatically improve a lot more, and you'll waste less time on focusing on others, which will maybe lead into like you getting frustrated, and in general getting frustrated will make you lose focus. So just always try to think, what could I have done better? And if you figured out that you could have done nothing better, like nothing, then keep looking, because I promise you there's always you can do something better. Even if you play the game almost perfect, you could have done so many things better that you might not realize. So just watch the replay and think, maybe if I did this different or pinged here different, then I could have prevented this. So just keep focusing on yourself and don't focus on others, since if you focus on others, you will actually help them and you won't help yourself. Because if you write like, why did you die here, you know, enemy during star topside, then you're actually giving him sort of low-key advice, and just use that time to improve yourself. So another thing that will help you a lot is I think probably the most obvious thing that you might neglect since we're gamers, and I'm not saying all of you have bad sleep, but it's about sleep. So basically sleep is really important, since if you have bad sleep, it basically means that you're going to be less focused, you won't learn as much, you're basically gonna run it down because you're less focused, and you'll get easily triggered because all of you had bad sleeping days, and you know that you automatically feel more annoyed, and you're like, I don't know, like someone can be doing like something really silly and he'll poke you and annoy you a little bit, but you'll get a lot more annoyed, whereas if you had good sleep, you will not even care. And a lot of people ask me as well, why or how can I stop being tilted, right? And sleep has a big factor in it, and it's really important, and you really need to fix it, and it's a really huge thing. So I hope you try to have a good sleep and fix your schedule, and then you'll 1v9. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is food. I think food is really important, since I think all of you are aware that a lot of athletes and a lot of mental sports, all of them, they all care about food, since food plays a big part in your concentration as well, your focus, your learning ability, your mood, and it's like a really huge factor as well. Since imagine you're gonna eat junk food, I think most of you experience as well, if you eat a lot of McDonald's or some bad food, right, you're gonna be like, oh, I feel so full, and then you're maybe getting a bit tired and you won't be able to focus as well. Whereas if you eat healthy and clean food, you're gonna not need too much digestion, basically, like you don't need to put so much energy into digestion, and you'll feel a lot better and leaner, which will as well help you basically focus, and it has a lot more other benefits. And every small thing, which I'm mentioning about sleep as well, every small thing matters, and all of these things combined will make you play much better than you would usually play. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is exercising. I'm not sure how many people of you are exercising, but for the people that are exercising, I'm sure you know that it's really nice in general that just in general, if you exercise, you feel like more energetic, you feel like you have more energy, you have like better moods, and you get like dopamine actually if you're exercising, and you'll feel like a lot happier in general, right? And the things I just mentioned, if you're playing League of Legends, being happier, more energetic, and your mood being better, all of these things is actually important as well while playing League, even though you're just playing a game, right? Because I'm sure that most of you get frustrated and annoyed, but if you have good sleep, food, and you exercise, then all of these things are going to help you to be less tilted. And I'm sure that many of you that watch my streams know that I barely tilt. I'm just like just playing and just trying my best, and whatever happens, happens, right? And I think mainly all of this because of my daily lifestyle, what I'm doing, and that's why I highly recommend doing exercises. And for the people that haven't started doing exercise yet, if you feel like it's really difficult to start doing workouts, then basically maybe what you should try is like put your running shoes, put your clothes like literally on your chair. The next morning you wake up, you see them like instantly, and you think about, oh, I should go running. And if that doesn't help, then you should maybe ask a friend of yours that does maybe some running or some other exercises, and ask them, hey, can you want to do some exercise together? And if you have no one to do it with, then you can always sign up in a club or something nearby, and then at least you're gonna have a schedule where you're gonna have to attend the club at a certain time, and you have to be there, right? And always try to make as well a date on when you're gonna exercise. Like let's say you want to start exercising, but you don't know when. Don't just think like, I want to start exercising, but you don't know when. Try to make a date and time when you want to do it, and so you can stick to it and put an alarm. So you're actually gonna do it at that time instead of think, I'm gonna do it, but you don't know when. I think that's really important as well, to make sure you have a time set basically. Even if nothing works, then I don't know, just tell your mother, sister, brother, like tell that they're basically forcing you to exercise. Like, hey, you should really exercise, you know, because you know that you want to be, let's say, I don't know, really good in the league, you want to improve, then you should really look to start exercising as well, because it'll help you with a lot of things, and I can guarantee you it's gonna help you a lot. You might not feel instantly the difference, but after a week or months, you're for sure gonna notice the energy level difference, and how you feel in general. So I really highly recommend it, and for the people that do exercise, I hope you can leave a comment below and say like how useful it is to motivate other people to actually start exercising. The next thing that's really important is basically your champion pool, because as you know, like at least how I got personally high elo was as well when I started tryharding. I figured out that not on every single champion I was as good as I was, and I think a lot of you might know me in the past in the Elise OTP, which I definitely was. And the reason how I got high elo is because I was only playing Elise. I was only playing one champion actually, not even 2 or 3, I was playing one champion. Some of you might find it boring, which is understandable, but if you actually truly want to climb and you want to be the best and get elo, then I really recommend playing really few champions and just master them. Because in League, every scenario is different, which makes League really interesting for me. I've been playing the game for 7 years and I still enjoy the game so much. And basically what makes League interesting is that every game is different, you can always play it different, you can always play it better, and imagine you like to play 4 champions or 5 champions, or you like to play overall. The thing is that every scenario will be different, and every scenario you can always play it better. And if you play the same champion, you'll maybe see another scenario which was similar, and you play the same champion and you made the mistake the game before, but you won't do it again the next time. And every time you play the same champion and you keep seeing different scenarios, you will basically play it as good as possible. Whereas if you play multiple champions, you might troll one time, like, and troll another time, right? And the next time you would fix it. But the thing is, then you already lost your LP and it's a waste, right? And you're basically stuck in the same elo. So if you play few champions, it's really good for your progress, basically. So that's all for the video, and it took me a while to think of what to say to you guys, because often I get asked on my Twitch how to improve, and the thing is, there's so many things, so many small things combined, which will make everything actually huge. And in this video I explained just kind of not necessarily League only things, but as well like outside the games, which will help you a lot, which you might not realize. And I hope that you guys enjoy the video, and if you like it, then I guess you guys can leave a like and comment below and tell me if there's anything else you would like me to do different. And I would really appreciate it, and I'll work on it on my next video. So thank you very much, and bye bye. So right here in this play, I went Everfrost, and as you can see, the enemy is gonna run into me, and Everfrost will be really useful. As you can see, they're trying to get onto me, but now I use Everfrost, but they can't reach me, and now they die.